Hey, friend, I hope you know this is Pat Boone, and you and I are enjoying TV Confidential with my buddy Ed.
Lucie Arnaz is on the line with us, as well as Jeffrey Sitkoff. Jeffrey is founder and president of Doors to Change. Lucie Arnaz, one of the Celebrity Angels spokespeople on behalf of Doors to Change. Doors to Change, nonprofit organization that uses arts and music to help keep homeless youth off the streets and, in many cases, help them find safe forever homes. To find out how you can get involved, to find out how you can become a Doors to Change Angel for, did you say $18
a month minimum.
18 for as little as $18 a month. DoorsToChange.org. DoorsToChange.org. If I can shift gears slightly for this next segment, it's not every day I have a chance to talk to Lucie Arnaz on the phone. I would be remiss if I did not ask you a couple of questions about your experience working with Neil Simon, Lucie. I have been told that by people who perform the works of Neil Simon that for the most part there is no improvisation allowed. You perform the words as written. However, I read an interview that you recently gave that in the case of when you were they're playing our song, that wasn't the case at all. He made some changes to accommodate you because he recognized there was a problem with the staging, and so he basically rewrote himself.
Wow, that's kind of conglomerated. No. I agree with the first thing you said. Okay. There is no improving, and why the hell would you want to?
Okay.
He's Neil Simon, who writes better than that, and his jokes are specific, and he's thought very hard about how to construct them so that they work. The thing, you don't dare do that, and he will give you a note immediately. He says, no, the line is, and he'll give you the line.
Okay.
And anybody who tries, even Robert Klein, who is a stand-up comic and who loves to improv all day long, he made us laugh forever. He would never change a word of Neil's dialogue. No, the story you're confusing it with is one day we were trying to stage a scene, and we were using his words. We weren't changing the words.
Okay.
We were trying to stage it, figure out where do we walk, and there was a director when we were in previews for the show, and it wasn't working. We couldn't figure out how to do it. Everything we did was like, meh, that's not it. And all of a sudden, Neil got up and left, and I was like, uh-oh, we're going to get fired, because it was only a few weeks into rehearsal. And he came back the next day with all new pages and handed us these new pages for that scene, and it basically staged itself as soon as we started speaking the lines. And we looked at him like, wow, and he said, when it's that hard to stage, it's the fault of the writing. So he just claimed that he hadn't written it well, and he changed his words, but not to suit ad-libs or anything like that.
Okay, well, that says a lot about who he was.
Exactly. That's why I tell that story, because I thought that was just so amazing, and how we, of course, assumed immediately it's our problem. So, oh, my God, we're doing something wrong. And he had the balls to step forward and say, wait, this isn't working. I got to fix it.
Yeah.
He knew how to fix it. He changed the scene. So that was that's one of my favorite stories about him, actually. I just love that he did that day.
Okay. This is related to their playing our song. I understand that when you were Marvin Hamlisch wrote the music for
Earl Bayer Sager wrote the lyrics,
and she wrote the lyrics. And I understand that in the rehearsal process, you were working on one of Marvin's songs, and he pulled you aside, and he noticed that there's something. Either you noticed or he noticed something wasn't quite working, and he also made a change that accommodated you so that you could perform his song even better in a way that worked for you.
Oh, he gave me the best advice I'd ever had up to that point in my life. We were singing these songs, and he stopped after 40 minutes of trying to do this one song, and he said, "You know what, Lou? I think I'm going to have to lower the key here in this song." And if you're a performer, you always think that's a diss. You think that's something wrong. There's something wrong with you if they have to lower the key. I don't know why we think that, but we do. And it's also because I had spent the last 5 years before that out in regional theaters, in summer stock productions, and they just get the original Broadway cast music is sent to them. There were no computers in those days or anything, so you're always going to be asked to sing the song in the exact same key that the Broadway performer sang it in, because that's what the music is. And if you can't hit a specific note in a song that your character is supposed to sing, then you don't get the part. That's all there is to it. So when he's telling me he's now going to have to lower the key, I was like, oh my God, Marvin, no, that's crazy. I know I can hit it. This is in my range. I mean, and he went, hang on, whoa, slow down. You know, what do you think? I'm married to these notes, which was hilarious. And then he said, girl, he said, you know, we hired you because we loved the sound of your voice. That's the range we need. And he said, and every instrument is different. You know, a trumpet isn't a piccolo. A piccolo's not a harp. A harp isn't an oboe. You know, you have to respect the instrument that you were given. Oh, my gosh. After he said that, it was like the first time ever in, you know, I was acting in musicals 5-6 years up till that point, 7 years, whatever. And it was the first time I ever really thought of myself as a singer.
Yeah.
You know, somebody that a composer like Marvin Hamlisch wants to write a song for and wants to write it exactly the way you need to sing it, which was just incredible to me. So it was a huge lesson, you know. I loved that.
Lucie Arnaz is on the line with us, as well as Jeffrey Sitkoff. Jeffrey is the founder and president of Doors to Change. Lucie Arnaz, one of the celebrity spokespeople for Doors to Change. Doors to Change, nonprofit organization that uses arts and music to help keep homeless youth off the streets and, in many cases, help them find safe, forever homes. There are more than 4 million homeless youth in the United States today, many of which are between the ages of 16 and 25. You can learn more about Doors to Change. You can find out how you can get involved for as little as $18 a month by going to doorstochange.org, doorstochange.org.
Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back.
One more item. If you're starting a company, particularly one that is in an emerging market, you know that averting any sort of legal dispute is crucial to your business plan. Our friends at Tectonic Law offer an array of services that can help you avoid and preempt future litigation while also developing and protecting your intellectual property and intangible assets. Tectonic Law serves the needs of a host of emerging industries throughout California and beyond, including industrial designers, beverage makers, artists, farmers, retail stores, health practitioners, wellness experts, cosmetics manufacturers, nonprofit organizations, innovators in sustainable practices, and libraries. Go to tectoniclaw.com to learn more about how Tectonic Law can help your business thrive. tectoniclaw.com. Rock solid representation for groundbreaking industries.
This portion of TV Confidential is brought to us by our friends at Front Porch Realty, the community of realtors in the Northern Bay Area of California that is committed to finding the solution that is best for their clients. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or looking to sell or lease your property in Northern California, call Karen Strain at 415-886-7411 or visit frontporchrealtygroup.com for more information on how they can help you.
Hi, this is Lawrence Fleckerbill. You are listening to TV Confidential.
They're playing my song. Oh, yes, they're playing my song. And when they're playing my song, everybody got a shh, shh, shh. The magic of words is weaving its spell around this room.
Jeffrey, one of the things you do every year, at least you've done this the last couple of years, you do a big benefit concert in San Diego, usually around the time of your anniversary date, usually around July. I believe last year the headliner was KC and the Sunshine Band, and you raised more than $100,000 that night, didn't you?
Yeah, we for over 20 years we have a concert of hope. This is one way that people can help us in Southern California. Come on September 6th at UCSD, and you actually go to our website, doorsofchange.org, and the next couple months we'll have everything up there that you can actually buy tickets probably about 3 months from now. But even for $39 alone, you can get a lawn seat. For $59, you can get a seat to come and support to get kids off the streets. Who's headlining this year? They're called Jumping Jack Flash. They're one of the 2 only really national tribute bands for the Rolling Stones.
Cool.
They are phenomenal. The guy looks like Mick Jagger. His body looks like Mick Jagger. They sound like the Stones. And people are going to be dancing for 2 hours. For $39 lawn seats or $59 regular seats, that's something that anybody could afford to say, you know something, It's not right to have homeless kids in our community. I'm going to come and support this. The kids always speak every year, and that's the highlight of the whole thing. They actually will speak on stage, and you see people crying. You see people just, so touched by them because they're real stories. And I hope and pray that Lucie is available this year to come as our guest to see firsthand what she's helped create, because you know something? It takes one person like Billy Joel, the ripple effect of what he did. Lucie Arnaz, just by touching a couple people on the interview, what the result of that can be, many more kids are going to have a better life. And we're so honored to have her and to have other people that, are notoriety that say, listen, we want to partner with Doors of Change to get more kids a better life. And God willing, we can help more kids around the country by our example.
Can I say one last thing?
Absolutely.
I've been thinking a lot as you were speaking, and I feel that the next few years may be a lot harder for homeless people in general, especially the youth. I feel that the new administration that's coming in is not going to be focused on helping people like that. I think there will be a lot of cuts made, disastrous cuts in things like art and like the people, underserved portions of our country. It's not something that they're focused on. They're focused on drill baby drill and tax cuts for wealthier people, and I don't see it getting any easier. So it's possible for you to dig down deep in your heart and see that this isn't going to get better fast. This is an organization that you can feel like you're doing something. I always say, think globally, act locally. Mm-hmm. And if you can do that, it would help a lot for the next couple of years, for sure.
Jeffrey, you mentioned the benefit conference coming up in September.
September 6th of this year at UCSD at the Epstein Family Amphitheater. And we'll have two groups. Not only is Jumping Jack Flash, but the opening band is Whitney Shea. She's an award-winning blues singer. She is amazing. So the two of them, for $39 lawn seats or $59 regular seats, it's a deal. But more importantly, you're there to show these kids. There will be several homeless kids in the audience because we always invite them as our guests. And for them to see 1,000 to 1,200 people or more that are there for this cause, it really is something that truly is deeply touching for these kids, that people care enough to come out to support them. It could change their life just from them being there.
Well, tell you what, as we get maybe sometime in the summer, as we get a little closer to the concert date, we'll invite you back on. We'll have another conversation.
That would be wonderful, Ed.
In the meantime, to learn more about Doors of Change, to find out how you can get involved for as little as $18 a month, doorsofchange.org, doorsofchange.org. Jeffrey Sitkov, Lucie Arnaz, thank you so much for joining us today.
What a pleasure. Thank you very much for having us on.
Thank you, Ed. Really appreciate it. And please, take action to make a difference. We really appreciate it.
Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back.
Life can be full of risks. One thing you shouldn't take a risk with ever is your family's health insurance. If you're self-employed or you now need affordable health insurance, you need to make this free call right now and see how the Health Insurance Helpline can help you get it.
800-365-4216. 800-365-4216. 800-365-4216. That's 800-365-4216.
Hi, this is Melissa Manchester, and you lucky people, are listening to TV Confidential.
Ed Roberts with a reminder that the next edition of TV Confidential will premiere next week on this station at the usual time. We will welcome actor, author, playwright, and Emmy Award-winning producer Lawrence Luckenbill, plus we'll play part 2 of our conversation with Erica Gavin. We hope you'll join us for that in the meantime. And speaking of Erica Gavin, Russ Meyer's Vixen, now available on Blu-ray from Severn Films, severnfilms.com, wherever Blu-rays are sold. For more information on Doors of Change, go to doorsofchange.org. Ed Roberts and Beth, Tony Figueroa, Donna Allen, Phil Grice, and Susan Silver, thank you so much for listening. Stay healthy, stay safe. We'll talk to you next time on TV Confidential.